So we've been exploring a variety of ways of meditating with a self-surrender flavour. And I don't know why I feel like I want to say this now, but I do. It's like, you know, in the Tibetan tradition, you get the esoteric refuges. So you get the exoteric refuges, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And the esoteric refuges are like the internal ones, the ones we can only know secretly by direct experience for ourselves. The Dharma refuge is the Yidam. And this self-surrender way of practice where, in a way, it doesn't matter what method we take up. What we are doing is us as we are, sitting in relation to Amida, or whatever form is most appealing to us. And we can trust, that that will take us all the way, because we actually are in relation to the enlightened mind. It's like the Yidam. Dear, okay, sorry, losing my words, but it is this thing where it's like, actually, as we look at the Yidam, our response might be like ease or relaxation or a sense of being loved or whatever like that. But actually, whatever's happening, if we just trust, actually the Yidam is the Dharma refuge. It's like by their whole presence, by the felt sense of being in the presence of the Yidam, they are trying to communicate to us. They're trying to kind of like get us to take in through our pores, like through the sense of, you know, like just how, like when people were actually meeting the Buddha, like meeting the enlightenment mind, there was a direct transmission of what enlightenment was really like. And it's the same when we encounter the Yidam, even if it's just like this sense of ease or this sense of love, like actually there's no even about it. It's like, we just notice that and it's like, oh yeah, this is a direct transmission of something that is of the nature of enlightenment. And all we have to do is be in relation to that. And, you know, the Yidam will transmit, you know, like, oh dear, sorry. I'm feeling something quite deeply and I'm not completely able to get it out in words, which you can probably tell. Their presence will give us everything we need to know about the nature of reality directly. We don't need to think about it. We don't need to conceptualize about it. It's like that is, you know, in a way that's their job. You know, it's like that's what they're doing, is they are trying to help beings awaken. And we really can take that seriously. Okay. So what we're going to do this time, is, so we're going to start off with this sitting in relation. So us as we are. This will be the first part of the meditation. And we might want to bring in reflections around how we want to help people and people we know, or the world situations, and our sense of helplessness around that. Like how much we would want to benefit the world and how limited our actual power is. And just like that is how it is. And then we contact our longing for Amida, for a compassion that could really meet the suffering in the world. And this longing, it's like we long, and sometimes we meet absence. It's like it feels like there is no connection. We're not in touch with our Yidam, we're not in touch with Amida, Amitabha. And that doesn't matter, because our longing is the connection. And sometimes we feel like we do come into presence, a felt sense of other. And that doesn't have to be any particular way. It can be a felt sense. It can just be the vibration of longing in our heart center. Or it may come with all bells and whistles and visuals and all sorts, but we don't need to privilege one over the other. Like, whatever's happening is fine. Like, don't try and manufacture something that isn't happening. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So back to the structure of the meditation. First, us as we are, wanting the best for the world, our helplessness. Then what I'm going to do is read Bante's vision of Amitabha. Now, if that just emerges for us and we get a picture of Amitabha seated on a sea holding a lotus, and we want to go with that, marvellous. You might just not want to, and if you don't, marvellous. You don't have to go with that. And if some other Buddha or Bodhisattva pops up, marvellous. If they've come to see you, you don't want to tell them they're not welcome. You just be happy with whoever's turned up. So I'll read the vision in the cave, and then we are going to chant. Okay, we're going to chant Amitabha's mantra. And we'll just chant it for a few minutes, and then I'll stop chanting. And then after that, it's entirely up to you. Mantra meditation is one way of doing self-surrender meditation. So there you are, you're just calling. You are calling on Amitabha. Nothing else is happening. You're just calling again and again and again and again. Or at that point, you just take the meditation in whatever way you want, either visualization, staying with the mantra, or just sitting in relation just as you are, okay? And I'll leave the second half of the meditation silent for you to take it whatever way you want. So settling yourselves. Sitting in relation to Amitabha. Beginning by noticing us as we are. Direct sensations of this body. And just noticing our minds. Everything fine as it is. bringing ourselves just as we are. Noticing any sense of trust or confidence, perhaps that we are supported physically, or that we are safe in our space. And finding an anchor to take us through the meditation. Perhaps some area of our body or breathing that feels pleasurable or trustworthy. And then letting our hearts open. Any instances of suffering in our immediate experience, or that we're aware of in the wider world. Letting ourselves long how much we would wish that that suffering was alleviated, and yet how helpless we are. Noticing in the body, how does it feel to come into relation with our own limitedness, our own inability to fix? And now letting our longing turn towards the Buddha Amitabha, the limitless, the measureless compassion who can meet all the suffering of the world. Letting ourselves long for the measureless compassion. Us just as we are, limited, letting ourselves long for the limitless ocean of compassion. One night I found myself, as it were, out of the body and in the presence of Amitabha, the Buddha of infinite light, who presides over the western quarter of the universe. The colour of the Buddha was a deep, rich, luminous red, like that of rubies. though at the same time soft and glowing, like the light of the setting sun. While his left hand rested on his lap, the fingers of his right hand held up by the stalk a single red lotus in full bloom. And he sat in the usual cross-legged posture on an enormous red lotus that floated on the surface of the sea. To the left, immediately beneath the raised right arm of the Buddha, was the red hemisphere of the setting sun, its reflection glittering golden across the waters. How long the experience lasted, I do not know, for I seemed to be out of time as well as out of the body. But I saw the Buddha as clearly as I had ever seen anything under the ordinary circumstances of my life. Indeed, far more clearly and vividly. The rich red colour of Amitabha himself, as well as of the two lotuses and the setting sun, made a particularly deep impression on me. It was more wonderful, more appealing than any earthly red. It was like red light, but so soft and at the same time so vivid as to be altogether without parallel. Om Amitabha Hri. 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 And for the last few minutes, dropping any effort and just sitting.